This is Street Widows podcast where we heal in public so those healing in private can keep going. I am your host, Two E's, and this a wrap for this episode. I was actually supposed to open with that, but yeah, I will get back. Babe, that was crazy. Much experience. Oh my god, I almost forgot. Y'all. Things I received the first update ever in 5 years on my husband's case. Trying to date is ghetto. Hey y'all, so before we start the podcast, I just had to say this is not a podcast. I literally woke up out of my bed, washed my face, brushed my teeth, and said, I feel like recording today. So this is more like a hey y'all, it's been a whole year since you've seen anything from Street Widows. Let's get into it a little bit. What's up? Here's what's been going on with me. Here's what I anticipate doing with the pod next. It's more like a catch up. Um, I have this scarf that keep falling off of my head. I don't know. It's like silky smooth. It don't want to stay on my head. But yeah, this is just me in my environment, chilling and seeing what's up. So don't judge me looking a mess. Is basically what I'm saying. All right, to the pod. It's a beautiful rainy day, and I love rain. It's my favorite weather. So I decided that I would record this morning. I'm also coming out of hibernation. I've been in hibernation this whole week. Y'all, I was just very overstimulated. Um, this year has been insane for me in a lot of really good ways. But just, a lot. And so it went from TEDx in February to, oh my gosh, it went from TEDx in February to simultaneously as I was preparing for TED, it was tax season. But then I went, into the thick of tax season and I worked nights. I did taxes through my own business, but simultaneously I also worked for TurboTax, which is a lot of work. And then I came out of tax season. I purchased a new home. That was a lot. Moving is a lot. I hate moving. Literally, I hate moving. And then I came out of my move. 1 week later, it was Derby. I own a Derby based business. So that was crazy. And then a week after Derby, I went to Houston. So when I say that I've been going nonstop since February, I mean nonstop. Really January because I was prepping for TED. I do mean nonstop. Well, I feel like a little headache coming on. I guess I should take my glasses off because if I don't, y'all gonna have to look at the glare. And I don't have any reason to need my eyes right now. Yes, I've just been going nonstop. In the midst of that, um, I found out that my son is no longer in need of the special education classroom, which is a really big win for us. But another like overwhelming thing to process, just joy, so much joy. I won a battle that I've been fighting against this company that I used to do business with for 7 years. 7 years. I finally won that battle, which helped me financially to be able to purchase my home. Um, then so unexpected. I also did my first press tour, and y'all, I've said this. So I recorded a pod, and I don't know if I ever release. I record so much stuff that I just don't release. I think this will be the one that I feel comfortable with, though. But In the one, so I'm saying that to say, if I do release it, like she said it twice, fangirl. I'm a little fangirl, but y'all know I love me some Jada Waiter. And I watched the interview where she was like, I remember doing it all. Like I was the booking agent, I was the assistant. And that's the mode that I'm in right now. And so getting through my first like mini press tour, I don't even want to say mini. Like I had 3 appearances in 2 days. So I'm gonna call that a press tour. Okay, it is mini, it's mini. But so that like getting through that by myself was really dope. And of course, like shout out to the people who plugged me because it wasn't like by myself, like the connections were made. But um getting through that was really dope. And going back to Atlanta with my kids was like an out of body experience. It I could do a whole pod on that. It was insane. I just want to recap though. I don't want to go too deep down a rabbit hole of anything, but yeah, in the midst of all of those things, I received the first update ever in 5 years on my husband's case. That has been, I don't even know. I don't even know what word to use. That has been a lot. It's been a lot. Yeah, it's been a lot. I mean, like, grateful. Um Definitely grateful, but also it's a lot to process. It's just a lot. So after all of those months of all of those things, I had to, one, my body was shutting down. I've been to the emergency room twice in like the past couple of weeks. Um, like literally I could not walk. Literally could not walk. Like my body was just shutting down. I've been sleep deprived since February. Um, but of course I can't, I have to keep going. So like resting and stopping really is usually not an option. But I was on vacation for the past 2 weeks. The first week I was doing a lot of things around the house. The second week I was like, okay, I have to just stop and do nothing. And so I feel really good right now. I feel rested. I'm on my period, so but other than that, I feel really good right now. I am excited to announce that I am officially a certified grief coach, and I finished that certification this week. I started that months ago, just haven't had time. But working through the rest of the program really helped me with navigating these updates about my husband's case. Um, because mentally, I've just been a little out of it. Um, so yeah, I worked through the program myself, and in today's Friday. I've been in hibernation since Monday. I deleted my social medias. I've really not been answering calls or texts. Um, and I felt bad. You ever feel bad like to not be there for people? Somebody who I love dearly reached out to me and was like, she's just feeling lonely and she needs support right now. And I just had to tell her, like, sis, it can't be me this time. I'm trying to be here for myself and I'm barely doing that. And I felt guilty when I texted. Like it took me a while to even like formulate the words to say, but coming out on the other side of it, I feel so good for just putting myself first and doing what I needed for me. So if you're in that space, do that. Um, but yeah, so all the things, I'm coming out of hibernation and I just feel good. I feel rested. I feel like my spirit has been fed. I've been reading in place of social media, talking to God, which I do every day, but you know what I mean? Like just feeling that time and feeling that space. And actually, I think I'm gonna keep social media off of my main phone and just keep it on the content phone, so that I'm not even like tempted to be on there so much. But um, yeah, let's get into Street Widows. Um, I don't have my sign behind me today because I'm just like on some chill. I literally just woke up probably 30 minutes ago. The tea has cooled. Uh, I don't have no tea for y'all today. I guess my whole life is the tea, but I ain't about to dish it yet. It ain't time yet. But let's get into Street Widows. Y'all, it's been a struggle. Um, it's been a struggle because y'all know what it means to me. Um, and so it's hard to pivot. Sometimes what I'm learning in life is that like sometimes the pivot, it's what other people see the pivot as, right? So it's like you know in your mind where you're going with this thing, but you're not going to give the people all the things. You know what I mean? Sometimes people can't handle the grand vision. You have to give it to people in doses. And so I'm in a space where I'm having to pivot with Street Widows. And I don't want people to take the pivot in the wrong way, but there does need to be a pivot. If I want to help people on the scale that I want to, um, there has to be a pivot. And so part of this is announcing that Street Widows will be stepping back from monthly programming, which only affects the people here in Louisville. We are going to go 100% virtual with our monthly meeting space. One, it takes a lot of the legwork out of it that I just really don't have the time to do. Um, the board members that we currently have for Street Widows are also widows, and so we are all navigating widowhood. And so sometimes it's just not feasible. And rather than to keep stressing myself out, we have two monthly donors, so we get $75 on a monthly basis, but that's it. So everything that you have ever seen of Street Widows has come out of my pocket up to this point, and most of the things. And I'm a single mom. I'm a widow. I'm trying to figure things out. I'm trying to build myself financially. I can't keep doing that. And so the pivot to the monthly space is for financial reasons, but then also there are so many people who reach out online and they're like, we need this space where we are. And obviously I can't accommodate everybody, and so going to the virtual meeting space is going to help with that too. That being said, we will still have some of our larger events, but the monthly meeting space will no longer be curated at this point in time. I do think it will give me the ability to focus on more content creation, and so getting information out to you guys, because we had a meeting in like February, March maybe, February or March, and Kate Caperton from Legal Aid came and she gave us tons of great information. I haven't even been able to like synthesize that and put that out for y'all. And that's what matters the most, is getting information out to people, letting people know how they can get help. Um, and so that's what I want to focus on more than coming together and having the monthly meeting spaces, because the girls are gonna get together anyway, y'all. Like it'll be like, oh, y'all want to go here, like it's going on, let's link up, okay, cool. So that's going to happen regardless. But the consistent meeting space will be going virtual, so that's like a Street Widows update. Y'all, the braids is itching. I don't even know. Y'all, it's just been so much going on. I guess it's time to spill my OT. I don't know. I don't know what this world's gonna be, but I know one thing, that this is the life for me, baby, because I'm a thug all day. Sorry, sometimes I just break out in song. Um, that's why God knew not to give me too good of a voice, because baby, I be singing all day long everywhere. But y'all, I am, so this year five, right? I'm right in the middle of year five. My daughter just turned 6. She is what I call my timestamp baby because like everything coincides with her life. Um, her first birthday, her dad was not there, and so her birthdays are very emotional for me because when you think like when your kid has a birthday, you think back like all the years, and the most prominent thought is like, damn, he ain't never seen a birthday, and it's easy to get lost in that. But I want to share with y'all. I'm gonna clip this on to myself for a minute. I kind of don't be liking to clip them, but I really just need like the handheld mic, or like the Shure, cause that's really what I be wanting. But I want to see. I think I got it right here. So I work through the From Grief to Gratitude coaching program, and this is the program that I will be using myself to coach others. So like, duh, I had to go through it, right? But I was really knee deep in some things when I went through it, y'all. And when I mean like, I can't tell y'all. And that's the one thing. That's why Street Widows was created, because there's there are types of grief where people cannot share, where people cannot freely talk about things. And I wanted a space full of people who understood what that was. There are things that I would never be able to talk about. And talking about things truly, yeah, I feel like I got sleep in my eye. Talking about things like truly makes a difference. And the people who like, I don't talk to nobody about nothing, I just hold it in, or I just work out, like, that's cool, but that ain't cool. There is literally like, it has been proven, y'all. My eyes crusty. I washed my face, but dang, I felt like I didn't. um it has scientifically been proven that speaking out loud about things helps with processing. So I'm gonna spill just a little bit of my own tea that I can. So I started with this griefogram, right? And you can see, I started with this griefogram. And the griefogram is you rating where you are in grief right now, so that you can physically see all the things that you're feeling and what is kind of like controlling you or taking the lead at this point in time. And so for me, confusion and shock were at a 10. We're at both at 10s. Betrayal is at like a 8. Loneliness is at like a 5. Anger is like a 7. Regret is like a 5. Fear is like a 3 for me. Um, Relief is a 9. So I think it's interesting that I can have like relief and confusion, shock, and betrayal all at the same time. But I do, and that's the thing about grief. It's like sometimes it doesn't make sense. Sometimes it's messy. Sometimes you like half of you feels relief and half of you feels confusion. That's the reality of it. And so yeah, these are all the things. These are the most prominent feelings that I am experiencing right now: confusion, shock, cause what the fuck, betrayal, cause huh. Tip my tea. Relief because wow, I'm finally getting answers. Wow. Wow. Thank you, God. And you're 5. And I'm a 5. Like 5 is significant to me. Like, wow. 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 Fear is tiny on my spectrum because I am divinely protected. I know that. There was a time in my life when I was very fearful of just like the unknown, people, places, things, environments. But yeah, my eyes. It's probably because I got the windows open. It's why my eyes are itching. Um, but it's raining, so like it shouldn't be so bad. Anyway, there was a time when fear was like a 10 for me. So for me, fear being at a 3 is progress. But also just an acknowledgement that there are still things that I'm fearful of. And sometimes it's like for me, for my children. Other times it's just like of the future and what that looks like. Um, Spilling a little bit of my own tea. I very much for like the first 2 or 3 years was like, I will never be with anybody else. And like once my kids are grown, I'll get back to like living my life. Da, 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 da. And now I'm very much in a like I need a man. Not need, but like I do want companionship. I do feel like the older my children get, the more difficult it's going to be to introduce somebody into their lives. So I feel like now I'm in a space to like be open um to whatever that looks like, right? Because it may not look the way that I envision it to look. It may not look the way that it looked with my husband. Um but like I'm open to that now. Um but I'm scared. But I'm scared though. So yeah, fear is definitely there. Regret, y'all know I can't do nothing but keep it real. A lot of times I feel like, fuck, I made the wrong choice, you know? And I don't feel like I'm being punished. I don't feel like my life is a punishment at all. I feel like anyone who's ever been wildly successful, and if you know me, you know my dream, so you know like how big I dream. Anyone who's been wildly successful has experienced trauma. Us, um, don't know one person who has a really, really great story without a really, really bad thing to happen to them or traumatic experience. And so I take it as a badge of honor. I feel like God gave me some really, really heavy things to carry because He plans to put me on top of a mountain that is just bigger than I could have ever dreamed. And there are millions of women who go through this experience. And so I really, really take it as an honor that God has like put the dreams and the goals and the mission that He has on my heart, um, for me to show millions of people, look what you can do despite, look what you can do with, look what you can do without, right? So um, it's would I do it all over again? I kind of have a hard time answering that. Like part of me is like, absolutely, like absolutely I would. But then another part of me is like, I could be 34 with no kids right now. You know what I'm saying? Like living in my little 2 bedroom condo, like just my life could be so different. Or I could have chosen a different person and I could still have like a 2 parent family, but my kids wouldn't be my kids. So it's just like, it's so hard. I don't think I would ever be able to truly go one way on that question. I do believe half of me will always feel like, what if I had made a different choice? And then half of me will always be like, but look at what I got out of it. Anger, this might not be the time for me to speak on the anger that I feel, but I do feel angry. um I feel the anger comes from the betrayal. um yeah, the anger comes from the betrayal and the confusion too, because I do not like motherfucking being confused. I like being very clear about everything, and if you know me, you know that. Loneliness is like a 5 because like my kids fill my cup, my friends fill my cup. um like the cup's full, but it's just like a little. I want my cup overflowing, love. You know, I want my cup to overflow. Um, so like I don't wake up every day like, oh my God, I'm so lonely. But I was with somebody for eight 8 years, you know. Slept next to somebody every day, woke up to somebody every day, had somebody who cooked me breakfast, cooked me dinner every day. Somebody who I share all of my dreams, all of my goals with, who helped me strategize and build business plans and motivated me and helped take the load off of me. So I will always feel loneliness because I don't have that. Um, so that's my griefogram. I wanted to share that with y'all. And then I did another exercise. I did two other exercises that I want to share. Where are we at on time? Okay. I had two other exercises. So I mean, I guess these are kind of like I guess I don't really have to share the wheel of life, but I do want to share the grief wheel. So I did the griefogram, right? And then you have this grief wheel. And the grief wheel is another scoring system, 1 to 10, of like where I am with kind of the things that matter the most, right? So the griefogram allows you to put the most prevalent feelings that you're having. You know, I get to choose those feelings. The grief wheel has preset uh, topics or like areas of life, and I have to rate how I feel about those. So my maintaining my daily routine right now is like at a 5 for me because like I said, I've been all over the place. So when I did this a few days ago, it was like at a 5. Also like I'm on vacation, so fuck a routine. Acceptance and forgiveness is like a 7 for me because I have definitely accepted my situation. I think I spent probably like the first 2 years in just disbelief of like, why is this happening to me? This can't be happening to me. What the fuck am I gonna do? This is happening to me. And now it's like, this is what it is, right? And I still have moments when I have to tell that to myself. I want to hold this. Sorry for the train. So I can wait. Very long train. Um, yeah, I still have moments when I have to tell myself, Ashley, this is what it is. What I've been trying to get out of is complaining. Because I kind of complain a lot. I don't even want to call it complaining. I just be like, it's just what it is. Like, fuck, I'm not supposed to be doing this by myself. I'm not supposed to be doing this by myself. I was so intentional my entire life, like, yeah, that's that rabbit hole that I'll go down. And that's why, um, and that's when I have to tell myself, like, literally, I was about to do it. And I tell myself, Ashley, this is what it is. Noting and complaining about it, crying about it, being woe is me about it. This is life. Snap into it. Figure it out. Keep it going. I talk to myself. Damn, Johnny. I talk to myself in that way. Um, so I have accepted that this is it. Um, and longest train in America. All right, I think we're good now. I want to sit crisscross applesauce. Don't judge me. I know I'm like a little kid. Um, but yeah, so I have accepted that this is my life. Um, I've even accepted that like this is my destiny. You know what I mean? Like this was the purpose. This was the purpose. The purpose in me coming together with this man and building this family was this. The fact that my kids have this tragedy in their life It's no telling what they will be because of it, you know? So like I have accepted it, but baby, some days I gotta accept it again. Forgiveness, forgiveness of self, because I was really young and I do feel like there were red flags that I ignored with my husband. And instead of trying to like change him, I don't think I wasn't trying to change him, but essentially that's what it was. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh, I'm gonna keep turning. Um, essentially that's what it was though. I was changing him or asking him to change for me, and he did it for himself for sure, right? But at the same time, a person can only one a person can only change so much, I guess is what I'm trying to say. But then two, that if you're a doctor and you're a damn good doctor and you've been a doctor for 20 years, you know, like that's what you do. And then someone says, well, how about you be a dentist? It's like, I am tired of being a doctor. Um, it is high stress. Being a dentist would be a lot less stressful. So I'm gonna try to be a dentist. And they go to school and they do the training and they become a dentist. They are doing that dentist thing, but they're a lot better at being a doctor. They're a lot more comfortable in being a doctor. Can you not expect that person to dabble in doctor things? Like, and that's what it was. So I used to be angry, like, if he had just stayed out them streets, you know what I mean? Like, uh, if he had just listened to me, if he had just listened to me. So I have forgiveness for that because I can now understand his life in a different way. And I understand that, like, when your back is against the wall, you do what you know. Feel me? So, forgiveness there, forgiveness for people who hurt me when I was hurting the worst. Um, people who's supposed to be family. Forgiveness, but fuck you. I forgave you, but fuck you, bitch. Um, yeah, so acceptance and forgiveness is like a 7 for me. Self-expression is like a 7 because I feel like I've not been doing as much of it. Pod really helps me with that. I haven't filmed pod in a year. And then I keep like filming these episodes of just me by myself and then not putting them out. But I've been reading a lot this week. I've been writing a lot this week, and so I feel like that helps. But I know that, like, on a larger scale, the self-expression is not at a 10. Spiritual connection is at a 7 for me because baby, God has shown out, but I do feel like I have just been so overwhelmed with all of the things that I haven't been as intentional with praying and talking to God, because I'm just like, waking up, feet hitting thank you, Lord, for waking me up, feet hitting the ground, I'm running. Um Instead of being more intentional with like sitting down and having time with God. Support system is at like a 5 for me. Of course, I have my mom and my mother-in-law, who are super helpful with the kids. But I think what I've been needing more than anything is like support that is not with my kids, but that is just like strictly for me. And I just haven't been able to receive that. Self care is at an 8. This week was all self care. I did things that filled my cup, that made me feel so good. Just resting, relaxing. So self care is at an 8 for me. Finance and legal is at a 5. I just bought a house, babe. I'm broke. I ain't gonna ever claim broke, but you know what I mean. Like, yeah, the pot is dry. All I have been doing is spending money here, spending money there, spending money everywhere. Oh my God, I just want to stop spending money. Or I just want to make more money. Um, Somebody told me your life is expensive. You just need to make more money instead of trying to figure out how to save money. I concur. So yeah, career and profession is at a 8 for me. I feel really good about my job right now, what I do for work, where I work, the opportunities that are coming outside of like the 9 to 5, rebranding myself into public speaking and professional development. I feel great about that. Family and parenting is at a 5 because I have so much mom guilt. Um, I'm often really, really sad that I don't spend more time with my kids, that I don't want to, that like I'm not interested in sitting down and playing with my kids. And judge me, I don't give a damn. I judge myself. But yeah, like I don't want to sit down and play with my kids. That's not fun for me. And I guess like it ain't supposed to be fun for me. It's supposed to be fun for them. But my mind is on 10,000 other things. I want them to have fun. I love that I have two kids. They can play together. They occupy each other. Mama is trying to work and get to this money so that I don't have to be working and getting to the money our whole lives. You know what I mean? Like I want to work now while they're little. By the time they're 13, like those teenagers, when you really got to have a hold on your children, I want to have all the time for the kids. Then right now, while they're kids, I I'm trying to build the life that we deserve. Um, I do love playing. I love playing games with my kids. It's just like the toy thing, you know. Like I ain't trying to sit down and play no toys with y'all. Y'all play with your own toys. That's just truth. And then the last one is physical activity, and I'm gonna warn y'all because Everybody keeps telling me, "Oh, you look so slim." Yeah, I'm gaining weight. This time last summer, I was vegan, vegetarian, no meat. um, and I had lost so much weight, and I just feel like a big oompa loompa right now because I've definitely picked it back up. I haven't picked all of it back up, but I have picked up weight, and I'm not being active at all. So, it's summertime though, so it's time to kick it into high gear. I now live right down the street from YMCA, so I plan on joining the Y. That way the kids can go. I don't know how you single moms be working out. Like how y'all do it. Even if I woke up at 5 a.m., my kids wake up and see I'm not here, they're gonna be in a panic. I don't know. Maybe I'll talk to them anyway. I live down the street from a Y, so I do think that I will utilize the YMCA more often. It's summer, so work will be a little light. Yeah, so that's my grief wheel. And I did another exercise that I won't show because I just don't think it's that important. But yeah, I just wanted to give y'all a little bit of like the work that I've been doing the past week, the work that I look forward to doing with others as a grief coach. And listen, being a grief coach does not mean that I got my own shit figured out. It means that I've I've worked through my things, but working through it doesn't mean having it figured out. And I think that's important to say. Um, yeah, so I really didn't even have a point in this episode. The point was just to do it. Um, People ask me a lot, like, Ashley, how do you do it? I don't know. I just do it. Like it sounds I guess it sounds cliche because Nike's like just do it, but literally it is just fucking do it. Whatever the thing is, if you want to go to school, if you want to read a book, if you want to take a trip, just fucking do it. So I want to get back into podcasting. I feel like it's a great form of expression. I think that the I just can't do all the things, and that's something that's a truth that I've had to accept. That's part of acceptance, and forgiveness, like forgiving myself for even trying to do all the fucking things that I broke my body down, literally broke my body down trying to do all of the things. And so pod has always been seasonal because I can't do all the things, and I recognize that. So it's like, let me do it seasonal. But I really want pod to be a year round thing. I enjoy it. I want to bring y'all some different type of content. I want to bring y'all some just like interviews that I focus on the participant. I don't want to be in every shot. I want you to see them and hear their stories. Without me kind of taking away from that or distracting from that. I also want to just sit like this and just shoot the shit with y'all, just tell y'all what's up, tell y'all what's going on. So there will be some different formats that I'll play around with, but that's the thing, is like I just want to play around with pod and I want to get really good at it. And of course, the more you do something, the better you are at it. And so I want to do pod more. I want to reach more people. I am physically in Louisville, technically across the bridge, but physically in Louisville right now, and I will be for the next 3 years. So a lot of my efforts are focused here locally, but I started Street Widows in Georgia. Like I lost my husband in Georgia. I want to give hope and um, give space to people nationwide, and pod serves that purpose more. The community work will still be there, you know what I mean? That's not going anywhere, but the monthly meeting space doesn't have to happen for the community work to be done. And it doesn't have to happen to link up either. So that's the pivot. I feel good right now, y'all. Right now, being the operative word today, this morning, I feel good. Um, and I think that's all I got for y'all. I do think I'm actually gonna post this, and I actually think I'm gonna post it today. I don't feel like there's too much editing that I need to do. I'm probably just gonna drop this thing, just drop it the way that it is. I'm a little nasally, so sorry if my voice is annoying, but yeah, I think that's it, y'all. This is Street Widows podcast where we heal in public so those healing in private can keep going. I am your host, 2 E's, and this a wrap for this episode. I was actually supposed to open with that, but yeah. Don't spill my tea. I want to do like a little spin outro. Peace. As I mess up all the damn curtains, trying to do this spin. I didn't give myself enough room. See, this would be what I have to edit. I have to edit the spin. Yeah. So there are so many other things I want to share. I want to do like a little vloggy vlog on my home purchase process because babe, that was crazy. Um, Buying right now is freaking insane. Bless you, child, if you buying anything right now. But I took videos of every house that I viewed, and then what I ultimately chose. So I'm excited to share that. I don't feel like I have enough people tuned in to really vlog, to put the energy into it, but just like shorts or something. But I do want to talk about my home purchase process. I do want to talk about this rebranding thing. I want to get into like more entrepreneur things because I have so much experience. Oh my god, I almost forgot, y'all. So I am part owner of a business called Every Week Boutique, and yeah, we was at the Omni Hotel this year. The Omni, the I've been trying not to cuss because y'all know I got a potty mouth, and I be trying to like clean it up, but the motherfucking Omni, okay. And we sold out of our merch, and really they wanted more. We just couldn't. It was like too short of a notice. We sold them things out, okay. Derby was so lit, y'all. I'm gonna have to like drop the fashion, the fits, my drip, other people's drip, all things. I feel like a millennial seeing drip, but like all the fashion was so fun. But yeah, we sold out, and so this thing that I didn't even know was gonna be a business, it's just growing every year, and without any really real push behind it. Like this is the least that I've ever put into a business. And it was very intentional. One day this will be studied, mark my words. But I want to get into some entrepreneurial things. I want to get into some mom things. Just like my life is so multifaceted that the grief is the grief. But let's get into some other things too. Um, Navigating, trying to date is ghetto. I don't be liking people. I don't like nobody. I don't like nobody, bro. I don't like nobody. I don't be liking niggas. So, yeah, it's really tough. So we could talk about that. Like, y'all tell me what are some things y'all want to hear me talk about by myself. You know what I mean? Like, we'll have guests on the pod, but also just me by myself sitting here kicking it. This is my new so in my new home, I have a sunroom. It's my favorite place in the home. And yeah, I don't mess my curtains all up. I'll fix them. But yeah, Welcome to the Sunroom. This is the Pod Room. I have a room that is specifically dedicated to podcasts. So anybody who comes to sit down with me, this is where we'll be now. No more hustling and bustling, trying to find a space to film. Nope, we right here. Last season I did out of my house, which was really, really difficult for me because bringing people into my space, letting people know where I live was tough. But I was out of money, y'all, and I just couldn't keep paying to use other people's spaces. But I will say that it was like breaking down a wall for me. It was really, really trusting God and knowing that like God not gonna have me out here doing the work and it's putting me in danger, so yeah, this is the new Street Widows podcast studio. Yeah, that's it. Now I'm just rambling, but y'all let me know some things that y'all want to hear me talk about, or like that you need help with, that I can share my experience to help you. And y'all, I am finally in a space where I think I can write again. I have been really, really, really wanting to write, and it just ain't been there. Um, yeah, so I'm in a space to write again. So I don't want to say like a new book is coming soon, but I hate the 29-Year-Old Widow Volume 1. I hate it. I look back, it was like so much anger. It was very raw emotion, right? But I hate it. Um, I think I hate the space that I was in. I hate the space that I was articulating through the poetry at that point in time. I don't think that the next book will be a poetry book. I think it will incorporate um just like, I don't even want to call it poetry, but just like some freestyle of thoughts, put into just the way that we express ourselves. But yeah, I think it'll be something totally different, but I'm ready. I'm ready for that. And now I have a space where I can just be. So like right now while it's raining, it's quiet, it's the morning. This is the time when I love to write. I want to write right now. I'm probably gonna get off here and write. But yeah, so I love y'all. I love y'all. They said this is how millennials do it. I can't do these damn gang. My fingers don't even bend. I don't know like how they be doing it. I don't know. My fingers don't bend that way. But I love y'all. Until next time, y'all stay blessed. I'm signing out straight out of my new Street With Us podcast studio, aka the sunroom in my house. All right, y'all. Peace. Maybe I could try my spin thing again. Okay. I need to give it up. Bye, y'all.